Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Help Me Hank and the CEO of DTE were one-on-one getting your questions answered. What's being done to make sure this does not happen again?
Police arrest a 16-year-old for intentionally setting this Islamic center on fire. They say it's not a hate crime, but what are those who worship here calling it?
But first, President Trump stops in Metro Detroit and delivers a strong message to auto workers.
So I ask you today to join me in daring to believe that this facility, this city, and this nation will once again shine with industrial might.
Topping Local 4 News today at 5, President Trump making it clear that American manufacturing is going to be a cornerstone of his presidency.
And that was just a small part of his speech at the American Center for Mobility at the Willow Run Airport in Ypsilanti this afternoon. He's now left town and is headed to an event later tonight in Tennessee.
That is Air Force One taking off from Metro Airport a little after 3:30 as he moved on.
Now, during his stop here in Detroit, the president also met with auto leaders, including all of the big three CEOs.
Let's bring in Rod Maloney, who's been following the president today, live from Ypsilanti. Rod, a pretty quick, short stop, but a lot to digest.
Yeah, there was a lot here, Devin. And of course, the president, as you heard, was being very nostalgic about American manufacturing might. Talked about this plant, the old Willow Run assembly plant for the B-24 Liberator back in World War II. Invoked the name of Rosie the Riveter. But he said this country needs to get back and get a lot of the jobs that it's allowed to go overseas to come back as well.
The era of economic surrender for the United States is over. It's over.
Ford, GM, and Chrysler bust in about 650 auto line workers and white-collar employees for the speech, along with their CEOs. The president making no secret he's unhappy with the regulations the auto industry is working under now, and it starts with fuel efficiency. The Obama administration wanted 54 miles per gallon by 2025 for the entire industry.
Just days before my inauguration, the previous administration cut short the promised midterm review in an 11th hour executive action. Today I am announcing that we are going to cancel that executive action.
The president also railed against NAFTA for sending American jobs and factories overseas. He said that's another change he intends to fight. Though the UAW supported Hillary Clinton in the election, many UAW members who came today were happy to hear what the new president is saying.
I thought he made good promises. The auto industry is on the way up, and I think it's great for the auto industry.
I love Donald Trump. I think he's doing a great thing for the city, great thing for the auto industry. I think the deregulations and the emissions will help set the standard for the future.
Now, that is not to say that everybody who was here to see the president today was supporting him. Spoke to a lot of auto workers who didn't want to go on camera and also said that they didn't support him, but they did want to hear what he had to say as it pertains to the auto industry. And Dennis Williams, the UAW president, was sitting next to Donald Trump in the meeting today, which is a far cry from what happened during the election when he was backing Hillary Clinton. But there's also a lot of anger with a lot of environmental groups who are saying that the president's decision to do this midterm review, which could mean that they would reduce the amount of mileage cars and trucks get, could be a problem for the environment. They were not at all happy. Back to you.
Now, Rod, Governor Snyder also got a little FaceTime with the president today.
Yeah, you know, he did not endorse Donald Trump during the election. And in fact, Donald Trump reminded him of that when they were looking to take a picture together later after the meeting. We asked the governor about that. He said, hey, look, he says that a lot about a lot of people, because in fact, that did happen with a lot of people. But he was happy to have his picture taken with him. The governor just happy to see the president here and supporting the facility that's going in out here for automated cars, which is one of the governor's big issues and big things that he's been backing here in the state of Michigan, and happy to get Washington watching over it as well.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Rod. Now, we should also note that President Trump not the only member of the Trump administration in Metro Detroit today.
Detroit native and HUD Secretary Dr. Ben Carson is also in town to kick off what's billed as a listening tour. Let's get out to Mara McDonald. She is live at the Detroit High School that bears his name. Hi, Mara.
Good afternoon to you, Karen. I'm speaking a little quieter because the room is eagerly awaiting Dr. Carson, or Secretary Carson's arrival here at the school that does bear his name. This is the kickoff for what the administration is calling a national listening tour to deal with HUD-related issues. They have students in here, they have parents in here, people who are stakeholders when it comes to HUD-related issues. Carson's tour kicks off here probably within the next 2 or so minutes. We will, of course, bring it all back to you as his comments come throughout the shows tonight, and of course tonight at 11 as well. So stand by. We anticipate Secretary Carson here at the podium momentarily, and we're told Mayor Duggan is going to be here as well. So live from downtown, Mara McDonald, Local 4.
All right. Very good to have him in town. Thank you, Mara. This might sound a little odd, but it would be nice to have February back. Wouldn't it?
The way things are going right now, no doubt.
I normally don't say that.
No,
I don't think anybody does.
Well, the warmer weather of last month seems like a distant memory now. Let's see if we've got a warm-up on the way. From Ben Carson, we go to Ben Bailey.
I can't remember anybody in Detroit ever saying, I want February back. It just never works out that way. But this year it has. We've gotten some sunshine. That's the one thing we've got going for us. Temperatures obviously still cool, but we're keeping an eye on what's going on out here to the west. You see these winds have started to shift around. That's bringing these lake effect snow bands a little further inland. Cloud cover starting to extend also closer to us. So will these snowflakes get here? I don't think so. It looks like they're probably going to peter out by the time they get over to southeast Michigan. But the story tonight is going to be lighter winds. Temperatures going to be down into the 20s and eventually teens. We'll look at some warmer numbers in the afternoon, plus the return of snow for the weekend in the 7-day forecast, all coming up in a few minutes, guys.
Now to good health. Tonight, the Wayne County Department of Health is reporting an outbreak of chickenpox.
We're in Dr. Frank Me George with what we know about these cases coming right now.
Well, Karen and Devin, the cases actually come from a school that draws students from both Wayne and Oakland County. Currently, 32 cases have been identified in kids with ages ranging from 5 to 15 years old, with the last date of onset March 12th. Now, in the memo, the school was not named in the bulletin that went out to healthcare providers, and it is not clear how many of these students had been vaccinated against the virus. Remember, generally chickenpox appears about 2 weeks after exposure, and chickenpox is uncomfortable and inconvenient, but it rarely leads to long-term complications. Now, a few important things to be aware of, though. Do not use aspirin to treat the fever, fear of Reye syndrome. Keep the blisters clean, and you need to see a doctor if any of them become infected, if your child develops a cough or difficulty breathing, or if there's any change in alertness.
Why don't they list the school? Is that just something that they...
I think right now they're basically just not necessarily looking to try and prevent a specific expansion of an outbreak. They just want to make everyone aware because the kids probably have siblings in other schools or have other community contacts. Yep. So it's just sort of a general awareness. If you're in the area of Wayne, perhaps even Oakland County, you need to just be aware there is a chickenpox outbreak.
All right. Thank you, Doc. Well, now to brand new information in the fire over the weekend at the Islamic Center of Ypsilanti.
Police have now identified a suspect in the case. Police, ATF, and the FBI say a 16-year-old from Pittsfield intentionally set the building on fire along with a vacant house nearby. We bring in Jermont Terry with more on what police are saying about the motive. Jermont.
Devin, police are making it very clear that they do not believe that this teenager intentionally set this fire out of hate, but it will be ultimately up to the prosecutor's office to determine what charges he faces. And tonight, for the very first time, we hear from the president of this Islamic Center on his take about the outcome of this investigation. People quickly reported this fire last Saturday.
We got a fire going on.
The Islamic Center of Ypsilanti went up in flames quickly.
Anyone's in the house? No, there's no one in there.
It's heartbreaker. It's hurt our feeling because we thought it was a hate of crimes.
The president and founder of the center talked to the FBI today, where they informed him a 16-year-old boy intentionally started the fire.
Special agent called me, say there was a child, a teenager child had an issue with his parents, with his family, and there was no intention. There is no hate of crimes. I'm buying it because I live in a great neighborhood.
A neighborhood the teen calls home himself.
Really great work by the investigators.
That good police work revealed that the 16-year-old actually lives in this neighborhood, and he's accused of first setting this vacant house on fire and walking back home, only to return 2 weeks later, just 2 doors down, and to set the Islamic Center on fire. But police believe there was no hidden motive here.
We have no information whatsoever that he knew what that building was being used for.
The right answer, that's what I was looking for.
And despite what this teen did to the center, leaders are worried about him.
We will pray for him and his family.
And tonight we know that 16-year-old is not behind bars. He is at home and again awaiting charges, formal charges from the prosecutor's office. For now, reporting live, Jermont Terry, Local 4.
Well, Jermont, did this teenager attend a nearby school?
Well, it appears that even though he's 16 years old, according to police, Devin, he has not attended a school in recent months or years, and they're also trying to figure out if he has any, if he's fully there mentally in his capacity. But they're just trying to figure it out, or was he just simply a firebug setting fires? That's the part they're still trying to figure out tonight.
All right, Jermont. Other news at this hour: a Michigan woman killed by an industrial robot. And now her husband wants justice.
New tonight, why he says 5 different companies were responsible for this woman's death and what he's doing to make sure it doesn't happen again. Sean.
A mother and daughter teaming up to work together to find the owner of something special that was dropped in this Roseville Kroger parking lot. How good would it feel to get it back to the person?
Really good.
It's a pocket watch. Maybe you know who the owner is.
The CEO of DTE now answering your questions about the power outage that left almost 1 million people in the dark.
New at 6.
This man got the same diagnosis as so many other people, strep throat. New at 6, why it's now costing him his hands and feet.
Also, a Garden City High School senior shot and killed supposedly because he was laughing. Now one of the women charged with the murder making a bold claim, but the victim's mother is having none of that. Her response coming up new at 6.
DTE is still working to restore power to about 2,000 customers.
It's been a stubborn problem to solve. This morning, DTE said it has restored power to nearly all of the 800,000 or so who were impacted by the windstorm, but about 2,000 customers are still without power. DTE says those customers are the top priority. They hope to have all of it restored, now they're saying as soon as possible. The windstorm, of course, left a record number of people without power, at least for storm-related damage. And for those who still don't have it, it just can't come on soon enough. Today, Help Me Hank took your questions and concerns right to the CEO of DTE to get some answers.
And consumer investigator Hank Winchester joins us live. And Hank, do we know how many people are still without power right now in terms of an exact number?
Right. We are told, actually, Karen, that number has dropped a little bit, somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 now. And no doubt about it, still frustrating, of course, for those people being affected. But crews did a great job working 24/7 to power up almost 800,000 people. And now leadership here at DTE taking a look back, seeing what they could do better next time. Question number 1. The DTE app and website not only crashed, but at times the information was incorrect. Why?
We need to link our outage system directly to the smart meters we're installing, and then we will know if your smart meter's on, you're on. If it's not on, you're off.
And then the app would then provide the accurate information.
The app would be accurate, and we need to increase the capacity of the app too, because the volumes we were getting in were 20x anything we've seen before.
Another popular question, what's being done to prevent something like this from happening again?
What we are going to do is continue to invest in tree trimming, do the best we can to prevent with that. 85% of the damage was trees, so we need to keep working on trees. Secondly, we're investing a lot in hardening the system. So like a lot of infrastructure, it was built on average a long time ago. So we need to go in and replace poles, replace wire and cable, just to make sure that they're as strong as possible.
Question number 3. How does DTE determine which areas to restore first?
We had 10,000 cases of wires on the ground. And for public safety, we've got to get those dealt with, either clipped or taped. The second is to get out to the elderly and the vulnerable. And then we dove into the restoration. And what we do there is make sure that key facilities like hospitals that are on backup power but can't be forever are recovered. And then we dive into the largest outages first.
And another question asked by many, will those affected by the outage be eligible for a credit on their bill?
There's a nominal credit that consumers can ask for of $25, but there's never been a policy in the state under these sorts of kind of God-given circumstances of of having customers paid for the damage. We get out, it's going to be a big expense for the company. That's part of business, that's okay. We know it's an inconvenience for customers, and we're all in it together, and we'll keep doing our best.
Yeah, you add that up, $25 a customer, you're talking about a big expense for DTE if it's paid out. A lot of emails from people this week saying DTE is ignoring me because I live in this community or on this side of town, and the CEO saying that's just not the case. We look at these outages very selectively. We try to figure out which areas are most affected and which people need power restored right away. We're live here tonight downtown. Hank Winchester, back to you.
Yeah, all right, Hank, fascinating puzzle. And by the way, Jerry Anderson will join me on Flashpoint this weekend, Sunday morning, to talk more about not only this problem, but making sure we don't have deeper problems in the future.
Well, yeah, obviously this has to be a learning lesson.
There's no doubt. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Well, the Michigan Bald Eagle couple's first egg of 2017 is here. The egg was laid Monday night at the nest in Beulah, Michigan at 8:15.
Exactly 1 year to the day of the first egg in 2016. I mean, this is on
Good
schedule.
timing.
Yes, they're expecting egg number 2 to arrive tomorrow. In fact, it's the Eagle's 5th year in the nest, the 2nd year on Carbon TV's live Eagle Cam. If you want to keep an eye on it, you can find the live stream. We're running it through our Local 4 Facebook page as well.
And Ben joins us now with a look at our evening forecast.
Good
the sun
heavens.
was out today.
Yes, it was.
That was a
that
nice
helps.
thing.
That helps.
I have nothing as exciting as watching that Eagle Cam, but I'm going to try my best.
We'll do a split screen then. We'll put
There you
the
go.
Just in case something happens.
That's right. Don't want to miss it. Speaking of missing, the 70s that are hanging out to the west, we've been missing those. And it looks like they just went on vacation. This is not somewhere you would go typically for spring break, but it is 72 in Billings, Montana right now. Denver is at a balmy 76. Salt Lake City also in the mid 70s. And then you see that difference there between the 72 in Billings and 31 in Bismarck. 40-degree temperature swing there, and just about everybody here in the 30s. And look at how far south this cold air gets. Freeze warnings in effect for the Ohio Valley right down to the Gulf Coast. Lots of places going to be down to 32 tonight. And even though Florida not in the freeze warning, you're going to be seeing some pretty cold temperatures as we get into the next 12 to 24 hours. But there is some relief. Jet stream starts lifting north. That will give some relief to the south and also boost our temperatures too, at least to average, which this time of year, I guess is as good as things get. There's not a whole lot to look at precipitation wise, but you can see where those clouds are sort of following the jet stream out there in the central part of the U.S. There is some snow out here towards Lake Michigan. This is lake effect snow. And as these winds start to pivot, even though that area is moving inland, it's also going to lose a little bit of its steam. So that snow is going to fall apart here shortly, but we'll probably see a few extra clouds off of it as we get into tonight. Otherwise, we're looking at mostly clear skies. Temperatures again down into the teens tonight, but the winds are going to be lighter, so we got that going for us, which is nice. And as we get into tomorrow, a lot of sunshine, high temperatures finally above freezing as we get into the upper 30s. 16 is where we'll go tonight with partly cloudy skies. And as we look at your 4-zone forecast, these will be those high temperatures tomorrow, above 32. We're looking at 38 in the city and downriver, 37 up in Troy towards M59. South zone close to 40, just not quite there. We're going to have to wait until St. Patrick's Day or maybe even beyond to see that number. 36 in Fenton, 37 in Brighton. Everybody in the mid-30s or upper 30s out in our west zone, and it is mid-30s for high temperatures in our north zone tomorrow afternoon. So we got a string of upper 30s there, finally hitting average on Sunday at 45. It will be coming with a lot of sunshine, but Friday and into Saturday, we're going to have some snowflakes around and could see a little bit of a dusting there, at least early Friday and possibly again on Saturday. So we'll be watching that
More
closely.
March snow, yeah.
Snowflakes in your green beer.
Oh, yeah.
We kind of turn like into a shamrock.
Speaking of snow, there's a lot of controversy with this East Coast storm, and we're going to talk about that coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right. Thank you, Ben.
Well, it's the new device that could really help people suffering with dementia and Alzheimer's. Coming up in Good Health, what it does and why it could also help their families.
But first, stories from across Michigan, including what caused this massive factory to go up in flames. That's next. Across Michigan this Wednesday, we're following stories from Grand Rapids and Mount Pleasant.
But let's start this roundup in Muskegon, which is where 40 employees safely made it out of a fire that broke out in this auto parts plant. Firefighters were called to the Muskegon Castings last night. They say a machine started the fire and then caused an explosion. Firefighters worked more than 7 hours before they could get it under control, but the building is now believed to be a total loss. On the bright side, there were no injuries reported.
Moving now to Grand Rapids, where a lawsuit has been filed in U.S. District Court over the death of a woman killed by an industrial robot. 57-year-old Wanda Holbrook of Grand Rapids worked as a technician for 12 years fixing robots until July 2015, when she died inside an auto parts factory in Ionia after a robot's arm malfunctioned, crushing her head. Now Holbrook's husband has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against 5 robotics companies. He claims the companies played a role in Holbrook's death due to negligence.
Well, layoffs are coming at Central Michigan University due to financial reasons, according to the university. Officials right now saying Central Michigan is struggling to get a grip on its 2017-2018 budget. In fact, it's said to have a $14 million deficit in it. Details on the number of layoffs expected to be shared next month, and notices that will then begin in May.
New at 5:30.
Jobs, jobs, and more jobs. A local company is looking to hire you, and they'll even pay you to go through their training program. I'm Evrod Casamate. I'll show you how a little creativity can land you a job in one of Detroit's growing industries.
Today on Capitol Hill, more questions into Russian hacking, this time related to Yahoo email accounts.
A mom and daughter teaming up to find the rightful owner of something that was dropped, something very special, but the two just can't find that person.
A lot of people said maybe they don't have it on Facebook, like they don't have a Facebook, but a family member or a friend has got to have a Facebook.
What they dropped and how you can help, coming up on Local 4.
It's dinner time. Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5:30 starts now.
A Roseville mother and daughter find a precious item in the middle of a Kroger parking lot. Now they're working hard to get it back to its rightful owner. We'll start there at 5:30. The pair found an old engraved pocket watch on the ground at the Kroger on 13 Mile in Roseville.
And now they've started an actual Facebook campaign to try and get it back to its owner. Let's get out to Sean Lay live this evening. So Sean, this is really cute what they're doing. We just hopefully hope that they'll get some success in it.
Well, you're right, and that's why they've come to Local 4. Thankfully, they do have a Facebook campaign going, but also they're doing a little bit of detective work. We're talking about a mom and daughter trying to find the rightful owner of what looks like a very nice pocket watch. For weeks now, each morning starts with the same question for 7-year-old Aaliyah Zarebski.
Has anybody claimed the watch? She wakes up every morning saying, did anybody claim the watch?
What watch? This pocket watch that Aaliyah found right outside the Kroger doors at 13 and Little Mac in Roseville. Aaliyah found the watch. Now she wants to find who owns the watch.
I just think that someone should have their watch back and it's special to them.
I thought it was cool, but I know somebody would definitely miss it.
Aaliyah and her mother Christine have been conducting their own investigation, trying to track down the owner. They've posted the watch on Facebook. They check in with the Kroger. They even found that the watch was bought and engraved at the shop Things Remembered, but dropped here in the parking lot around February 28th.
Just kind of surprised that my mom was like, that's a pocket watch when we got in the car.
Obviously they're carrying it with them, so it means something.
The watch is special to someone. Engraved on it a sweet note that only the rightful owner would know.
I know I would want somebody to contact me, try to find me for it.
How good would it feel to get it back to the person?
Really good.
It would feel good indeed. Look, Christine and Aaliyah have done a lot of work on this, but so far they have not been able to make contact with the rightful owner of the watch. Perhaps that's where you come in. If you recognize the watch, you can contact us at Local 4 on our Facebook page. We will hook you up with little Aaliyah and her mom, Christine, and see if we can't make that connection to get the rightful owner of the watch. We're not, Karen and Devin, not describing what the engraving is. We want that person to be able to describe that very specific engraving so they can be the rightful owners and claim it.
In pretty good condition, right?
It's in great condition, keeping great time. Few scratches, shows a little bit of age, but it's got that very nice heartfelt engraving on it, and it works well. Someone's missing this watch. Christine thinks the person doesn't have a Facebook page, but they're hoping that someone sees this and then backtracks and connects us to that right person.
Well, we sure hope so. And plus, at the same time, a great lesson for little Aaliyah to learn to try to help him return something. All right, thank you, Sean.
Well, today, Russian hacking takes center stage in Washington and hits home for more than 500 million Americans. The Justice Department charged 2 Russian spies and 2 hackers for the massive Yahoo email hack back in 2014. Now, meanwhile, the House Intelligence Committee said today there is still no evidence that President Trump, or rather Trump Tower, was wiretapped. Blaine Alexander has more from Washington. Blaine?
Well, Devin, the president spent the day away from Washington, but back here on Capitol Hill, the questions and the headlines were coming fast. After more than a week of controversy over his explosive Twitter allegations that President Obama wiretapped Trump Tower, President Trump speaking up and refusing to back down.
But wiretap covers a lot of different things. I think you're going to find some very interesting items coming to the forefront over the next 2 weeks.
Lawmakers are demanding he show some evidence.
You can't level an accusation of that type without either retracting it or explaining just why it was done.
That question needs to be answered because I don't think it's ever been raised before. And the bottom line is a lot of Americans are wondering what's going on here.
Meanwhile, House and Senate committees are pushing ahead with their investigations into Russian meddling in the 2016 election.
Finally, the American people are awakening to the fact that Putin is creating problems for us and our allies all over the globe.
From the Justice Department today, new charges of Russian hacking, this time connected to the 2014 incident involving 500 million Yahoo email accounts. 2 Russian intelligence officials and 2 criminal hackers accused of targeting government officials and compromising many more.
Conspired to plan and carry out one of the largest cyber intrusions in U.S. history.
The president traveled to Michigan.
I am going to fight for your job.
Trying to focus on his message despite growing questions in Washington. And FBI Director James Comey agreed to testify publicly next week at that hearing into Russian election hacking. In Washington, Blaine Alexander, Local 4.
All right, Blaine, the House Intelligence Committee wants the Justice Department to provide evidence of wiretapping by their March 20th hearing. Remember, it was originally this past Monday. Now it'll be March 20th, or they may issue a subpoena for the records.
The Northeast digging out after a late winter storm, the storm being blamed for at least 4 deaths. Binghamton, New York was hit with a record-breaking 31 inches of snow, while Boston public schools remain closed for a second straight day. Meantime, icy temperatures and powerful gusts continue to lash the Northeast as millions and millions from Washington to Maine work to get back to normal.
As Ben promised us earlier, this storm has not been without some controversy. This is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, this was a wallop. It just wasn't a wallop in some of the spots that people were expecting. So some of the bigger cities along the eastern seaboard, look at this. 2.5 inches was all they picked up in Washington. New York, over a half foot, 7.6. Boston, 6.6. We knew that rain snow line was going to be critical. But you go about 25, 30 miles inland, the totals get quickly to a foot and then some. 33 inches in parts of northern Pennsylvania, upstate New York, 42 inches. And now there's information out today that the Weather Service was looking at models saying, well, those totals were trending down in the hours before the storm, and they decided not to adjust their forecast. A spokesperson for the Weather Prediction Center said today, out of extreme caution, we decided to stick with the higher amounts. And I will say this from a forecasting perspective, you can always find models that are showing something different than you're forecasting in the hours before an event. And so you've got to really decide, is that model telling the truth or is it an outlier? And in this case, they decided that they thought their forecast.
They ended up having to decide which side of wrong they'd want to be on.
Yes.
Better to have people prepared than the opposite, right?
They did, and that was also something that they mentioned. They had a lot of folks moving assets around with governments, and so they decided, let's just keep it as it is.
30 miles is asking a lot.
It really is.
That's a pretty
I can't believe the 42
sliver.
inches in Syracuse.
Yeah, that's plenty.
Man, did they get hit.
I want to take out of that.
Thank you, Ben. Well, a big day in Novi as the drive sober or get pulled over drunk driving crackdown kicks off.
This period coincides with St. Patrick's Day and also the NCAA basketball tournament. And this is a time of year that has a history, according to our crash data, of increases in drunk driving.
During last year's Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over spring enforcement period, more than 600 people were arrested for driving drunk. State data shows more than 33,000 people were arrested for impaired driving in 2015. The increased drunk driving patrols will be in every county, and that will be from tomorrow until March 29th. This is one of those years where St. Patrick's Day falls on a weekend tonight, on Friday night. Yeah. In good health, dealing with dementia, a problem a growing number of families find themselves facing.
A team of researchers and doctors are trying to develop a tool to ease the burden on caregivers. Dr. Frank McGeorge is here to show us exactly how it might help.
Exactly, Karen and Devin. In fact, researchers in Virginia are developing a new high-tech bracelet for patients that are struggling with Alzheimer's or other forms of dementia. The goal? To help manage one of the most distressing and unpredictable challenges that caregivers face.
Fairly severe agitation episode here.
Agitation. It's a common problem for patients suffering from dementia. The stress it causes, the number one reason families give for moving a loved one from home to a long-term care facility. But a small watch-like device could help. It detects a patient's agitation before they act out.
It's important for people who are trying to take care of people with Alzheimer's disease or dementia to be able to help understand what causes them to become upset or agitated.
It's now being tested with patients like Tom Cooper and his caregiver and wife, Connie.
It was frustration or agitation. I would push a little button on my watch.
Connie can help track factors that may contribute to Tom's agitation. The wrist sensor picks up jerky or repetitive motions, while another sensor measures temperature, humidity, light levels, and noise. If it detects a problem, the system notifies caregivers by smartphone so they can calm the patient or adjust the environment.
Learn to step back a little bit and not let myself become as involved in it as I once was.
Refined, and the team hopes to have a fully functional system ready for a much larger study later this year.
It's really interesting that there's that kind of a physical footprint that comes with the behavior that's about to be exhibited.
Well, you know, when somebody begins to get agitated, they often do have a lot of, motor movements and sort of, frequent twitching, so to speak. And so it is actually something that's detectable if you're looking for it.
And I like that it could affect and help the caretaker, because they are the ones that are battling so much.
Absolutely.
And this gives them the clues to what is agitating them.
That's exactly it.
Interesting.
All right,
Thank you, Doc.
Well, getting tickets to popular concerts is harder than ever thanks to the internet. Ticketmaster is going to try something new to change that.
Ahead at 5:30, the new program Ticketmaster is rolling out to make sure real fans and not ticket brokers get in line first.
Seems impossible, doesn't it? And a passenger severely burned on an international flight. New tonight what happened on board as she was just sitting in her seat listening to music. Everett.
A little creativity can land you a job in one of Detroit's growing industries. Jobs, and more jobs. A local company is looking to hire you, and they'll even pay you to go through their training program.
Millions went new at 6.
The Macomb County Sheriff's Office and the Department of Justice investigating what's happening here inside the Juvenile Justice Center in Macomb County after this was found in a woman's workspace. It's supposed to be a noose, and it's a message that she received loud and clear.
You don't understand, I'm having problems sleeping at night.
So who left that noose in the workspace, and what's happening with that employee? We'll have the very latest coming up on Local 4.
All right, Sean, plus a big bust at the border, but this time it wasn't drugs. New at 6, what was in these vials that shouldn't be crossing into the United States?
It's a career path that can really pay off.
It's been a really good experience. The program is designed for you to succeed.
We're taking you to the Detroit Tech Company, hiring people with little to no experience and paying them to train on the job.
Detroit Labs designs mobile apps. They do it right here in the Motor City.
And here's the good part. They are hiring. Evrod Cassimy shows us who they're looking for, and it could just be you.
It's a growing career field here in the city of Detroit. And now Detroit Labs is hiring people to work in the technology industry. All it takes is a little creativity.
I used to be a makeup artist. I worked for a well-known makeup company.
I was working as a graphic designer, and I really was interested in something different, something more challenging.
They're two people with two completely different backgrounds, but they both wanted the same thing, a new career.
I knew I wanted to be in the tech world.
38-year-old Nura Muhammad is also a stay-at-home mom with two girls, ages 3 and 8. She didn't know where to begin finding a new line of work.
My idea was just to see, because initially I just did like a random Google search.
Her search led her to the Detroit Labs apprenticeship program.
Detroit Labs is a mobile consultancy. We make primarily mobile apps for our clients.
The only problem, she and 31-year-old Katie Hoffman had no experience making apps, but that was okay.
Our company has a very strong teaching and learning culture already, and we thought, what if we could translate that to people who have no prior experience making software?
Nura and Katie were one of nearly 200 people who applied for this paid 8 to 12-week apprenticeship program. Out of the 200, only 8 to 10 people are selected per class. After a lengthy application process, they got in.
I had to do everything in my power not to just explode in tears because I was so happy.
And rightfully so. Each apprentice who successfully graduates from the program is automatically hired. Starting salary is around $40,000 to $50,000 and goes up significantly over the first couple of years.
It's been a really good experience. The program is designed for you to succeed. There's interactive learning, you're constantly engaging.
It gives you an opportunity that you wouldn't otherwise have.
Opportunities building apps for major clients.
So the biggest app that I worked on here was the Domino's Pizza iPhone app. I helped out with that. We worked on that for a couple of years.
As well as apps for clients like Chevy and DTE. A new class begins after the previous class graduates. To qualify, Detroit Labs is just looking for people with a love for creativity.
It was incredibly difficult, but I can honestly say it was one of the most rewarding things I've ever done.
Now employed after completing the program, former paid apprentices offer this advice to anyone looking for a career change but haven't yet considered the tech industry.
You absolutely can do it. I think if you are a determined person and you're willing to push through walls that seem like you will never get through them, that you absolutely can do it.
And if you'd like to apply for the Detroit Labs apprenticeship program, we posted a link for you on our website. Just go to clickondetroit.com for that. In Detroit, Evrod Cassimy, Local 4.